In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 fundamentals to get your podcast millions of views and eventually millions of dollars. These are the types of strategies that usually you have to pay for via courses or programs, but today I'm going to show you the methods that I've used just this past year to add over $500,000 of revenue for a client, and they paid $0 on paid advertisement. Whether you're just starting out or you already have an established audience, these 5 fundamentals should be used for all of your video podcasts. And if you aren't using these 5 fundamentals for your podcast, you're likely going to be wasting hundreds of hours just to get 57 views on a podcast and 0 sales. In the past year, I've generated over 30 million views for the podcast in my agency, and now I'm going to show you every single detail of that process for free. And don't worry, unless your business is doing $500,000 in revenue every single year, I have absolutely nothing to sell to you. First up, the content flywheel. Now, there's 2 reasons why nobody's watching your content. Your videos suck, or you're not posting enough. The rule at our agency is to post a minimum of 50 videos per week, which will equal to about 200 posts per month. Now, many of you watching are business owners, so it makes sense that you don't have the time to film 200 videos every single month. But you don't have to film 200 videos a month. You just need a content flywheel. So the mistake most people make is they try to create literally 200 videos every single month. That is not what you want to do. What you do is you take one long form piece of content, we'll call this a podcast. What you're going to do next is you are going to take 5 to 7 highlights from this episode, and you are going to turn them into short form content. So now you're editing out 7 different videos. So each one of these videos is going to get distributed across 5 different channels. So we've got YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. And then every day you're going to do that for every single one of these videos that you're created from this 30-minute podcast. So once you do this process for every single piece of content that you made, you're going to come across 35 posts across all of your channels. So if you film a podcast once a week or 4 times a month, times that by 4, and just right there, you have 140 video post just from filming one 30 to 60 long minute podcast. Now, to fill in the gaps of getting another 15 posts in every single week, you can take questions from your audience. You can make reels from that. You can take 3 to 5 minute highlights from your long form piece of content and put those on a YouTube Shorts channel, or just put another 5-minute video up on your channel. And then of course, there's always the still images and posts that you can post to engage with your audience. So now that we have a better understanding of how to post more, let's talk about the other reason why people aren't watching your podcast. Your videos probably suck. So number 2 is producing better content. Anyone telling you to sacrifice the quality of your content to post more content, totally full of shit. When was the last time you clicked on a YouTube video, the camera quality is bad, the lighting was off, could barely hear the guy, there's no engaging edits on screen, and you decided, you know what, I'm just gonna watch it anyways? It doesn't happen. So here's 3 easy tips that beginners and seasoned podcasters can up their game. So for a beginner tip, anyone starting out, you really only need your phone. You can set your phone to 4K, 60 frames per second, and just get going. Grab a light that has a daylight bulb in it, find a room, and start filming. Also, buying a $50 to $100 microphone, bonus points. Tip number 2, which is something that most seasoned podcasters are actually not even doing, is scripting your videos. Now, of course, if you're filming a podcast, a lot of it is conversational, but that doesn't mean that you can't script your intros to address whatever issue or problem you're solving for your audience. Whenever you make a video, the first thing that needs to happen once the viewer clicks on the video is to let them know that what they just clicked on is not clickbait. Restate the title, restate the problem, and then get into it. Now, the whole goal here is to keep your viewer engaged. So once the viewer is engaged, they're hooked into your video, throw the best piece of information out first. For instance, in this video, I decided to put the content flywheel first because it was the easiest way to show you how to take one video and turn it into 35 plus post. And because I gave you something super valuable right off the rip, you're likely still watching this video so that you can get more out of it. Confirm the video is not clickbait, give the best piece of information next, and then load the rest of your video up with valuable information. Now, once you're done giving your viewer the information that you have to offer, give them 1 to 2 sentences on some sort of call to action, link them to your business so they know how to get in touch with you if they want to work with you, and obviously don't forget to ask them to like and subscribe. Now, the last tip I have revolves around editing. The first 30 to 90 seconds of the video should have the most engaging edits of the entire video. Mr. Beast makes somewhere around 40 cuts in the first 60 seconds of his videos to get his viewers excited. This is where we're gonna add music, B-roll, captions to emphasize your script, and whatever else your creative brain comes up with. You should also be using these edits to show the viewer that they are making progress throughout your video. For example, I've had some sort of scene come up for every single point that I brought up in this video, so you know that you're getting closer to your end goal of knowing how to make better content. Now, if you have zero money to start out with, editing is something that you're going to need to learn. The good news is it's not nearly as difficult as you might imagine it being. My recommendation is to film something and sit down and get started. Every time you come across something new that you don't know how to do, which will be a lot in the beginning, simply go to Google or YouTube and ask, how do I do this? There will be a video on how to make that edit. This is how I learned how to edit. This is how all of my editors learned how to edit. It's just the best way to get started. Now, if you do have some budget to hire an editor, you should. This is going to give you so much of your time back. Just go to Upwork.com, you'll find plenty of freelancers across the world and they would love to help you out. And if you are a big boy business doing $500,000 in revenue, click down below. You can book a time with me down below and my company will implement this entire framework into your business. So now that we're upping the quality of our content, let's circle back around to how we can post more. Number 3 is social media. Growing on YouTube organically is possible, but growing organically on the 5 big platforms is virtually guaranteed. Once you understand how to post 200 times per month, you then need to understand how to use those 200 posts to properly capture attention. And there is one factor that separates the content on social media that gets 37 views and millions of views. That is the hook. Unlike YouTube, social media is fast. The average viewer on any social media looks at a post for less than 2 seconds, meaning on average, you have 2 seconds to capture their attention. So what are some good examples of 2-second hooks? Bold statements, hot takes, shocking statistical data, and perhaps the best one is proposing a question that you're about to answer. So whenever I make my clips for this podcast right here, my hook is going to be something along the lines of how to turn your podcast from getting 37 views to 1 million views. Once the viewer is hooked into the video, make it fast. Make sure to remove any mess ups, mispronunciations, dead space, you get the gist. Adding captions is also the easiest way to help your viewer follow along with the video. Number 4 is getting guests on your podcast. The easiest hack to growing your podcast or your videos is by helping someone else grow theirs. Once you have a few videos up, or if you already have a few videos up, start reaching out to people that would be cool interviews for your podcast. This part is surprisingly easier than you might think it is. Once your brand is built up on your social medias and once you have a proven show, other people on your level want to come onto your show so that they can grow their audience. And once you start getting guests on your show, what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna make those social media clips, and you're gonna wanna spit out 3 or 4 clips every single time. Because now when you go get guests, you can show them what all you did to push your previous guest brand. And for a quick pro tip, if you're trying to get someone on that is a higher tier guest or someone that is far more popular than you, reach out to those people and just ask for 5 to 10 minutes of their time. A lot of times they're not gonna wanna commit a full hour to you if you're not getting enough views, but if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, they might be able to just FaceTime in for a second and do what they do. Number 5, the last fundamental is perhaps one of the most important. Sell your product. The easiest way to make a sale is to give away all of your secrets. For example, my agency charges a pretty solid amount to do exactly what I have laid out in this video. So why would I want to give away all of my secrets to the people that I should be selling to do it for them? Because even though my prospects now know exactly how I'm doing what I'm doing, they still would rather me just do it for them. From this one video I I've made here today. Someone just consumed all of this content, realized the value that it's going to add to their business, and now they're going to hire me to execute the framework for them. This is something that you can do as well. You only actually need to do 3 easy things to get this going. First is film your offer. Just make a normal sales video offer that clearly lays out what you are offering to your customers. Then you're going to create a link to that video. You can use a video sales letter, but you just need a link so someone can go check that video out. That same link you will be putting in the description of all of your content. Once someone go to your page and watches your offer, you need to have a Calendly link or some sort of calendar link so that they can book a call with you. And then all you do after that is you just promote these links on your social media, your podcast, and everything else. Now, of course, you don't want all of your content to be a sales pitch because people just don't want to watch that. I would suggest for every 7 videos that are just pure value, drop another video in that is essentially your offer. And if you don't know what one of these offer videos would look like, now here's an example of me promoting my offer. If your business is doing over $500,000 a year and your video podcast is not getting the attention that you are hoping for, click down below, book a free consultation with me and my company, and we will work on implementing this framework into your business today. Now, in the coming weeks, I will be posting videos that dial into each one of these 5 fundamentals in far more detail. So make sure to like, subscribe, and turn that notifications bell on so that you know exactly when those videos are up for you. That's all I got.